March of 1964, the largest earthquake ever recorded in North America shakes Alaska. In the summer of 2005, a piece of ice bigger than Manhattan breaks off Canada's north coast. In early 2006, a volcano in southwestern Alaska begins a series of explosive eruptions. When we look to profound and dramatic changes in our natural world, we often look to the Arctic and to Alaska. The seismic forces here are immense, the climate changes more pronounced. In the middle of this dynamic 365 million acre laboratory lies the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
UAF is at the epicenter of all of these changes, these ecological and cultural changes that are affecting not only Alaska but the Arctic are scientific opportunities for us.
Glaciers are noticeably shrinking, lake and sea ice are melting, permafrost is collapsing, and wildfire activity has intensified in the last decade alone.
Our challenge now is to understand climate change and to prepare for the changes that are ahead of us.
Since 1975, in the northern foothills of the Brooks Range, UAF's Toolik Field Station has been supporting scientists and Arctic research projects.
We have some of the longest records of data here on the climate, and so it's against those kinds of long-term baseline studies that you can determine whether change is occurring.
Researchers and students are examining these indicators of change in the tundra's vegetation, area lakes, and in the fish populations of those lakes.
This is one of the very fragile ecosystems, and global changes are going to show up here much sooner than they will in other places.
Toolik also offers biologists a unique opportunity to observe mammals in their natural habitat.
Our group up here in Toolik is studying the Arctic ground squirrels and their hibernation patterns and how they can survive under those rough conditions.
Someday some of the knowledge that we learn from these ground squirrels may be applicable to people to help save lives.
Toolik Field Station is a unique environment that brings senior scientists and graduate students from all over the world together in a very close setting.
It's like going to science boot camp for 3 months, and it's just so incredible what you learn and what you get out of it, not from your own research, but from everyone else's as well.
In many regions of the Arctic, researchers are gathering baseline data so they can assess future impacts of climate change. Geophysical Institute scientist Vladimir Romanovsky is mapping permafrost changes and establishing a network of observatories across the Arctic.
We see definite warming in permafrost in most of the places. And at some places this warming is dramatic.
In the Arctic Ocean north of Point Barrow, scientists are collecting ice samples and assessing marine biodiversity. In addition to documenting change in plants and animals, researchers at the University of Alaska Museum of the North also study and preserve our history and native cultures.
I think Alaska is the last frontier, and there's a tremendous amount, speaking as an archaeologist, that we simply don't know about New World prehistory, North American prehistory, and Alaskan prehistory. I think the major discoveries in North American archaeology in the next decade are going to be made right here in Alaska.
Much of the research at UAF has a direct impact on the health and welfare of Alaskans.
Virtually everything that we do here has a downstream benefit to the people that live in this state.
When firefighting crews need to pinpoint the exact location of fires and Alaska's natives need help in monitoring ice movement, UAF's Geographic Information Network of Alaska provides high-resolution satellite imagery. The biology lab in the West Ridge Research Building brings cutting-edge technologies to researchers and undergrads alike.
So we connect the laboratory and the field. This is not some remote laboratory center, but it's really close to Alaska questions and world problems.
Problems such as parasites, bacterial diseases, and viruses like avian flu.
It's just really exciting to be able to put what I'm learning in school into what it would be like in real life to actually work as a biologist.
The large animal research station near campus is looking at how caribou, reindeer, and musk oxen survive in the Arctic. Studies that may have implications for hunters and agriculture.
The goal here is to do work that links the ecology of these large populations of big animals to their resources.
UAF is a very unique school in the opportunities it provides. Everything from working with animals you can't find at any other research station to the various classes that are offered. It's quite the unique setting.
Engineers at UAF are developing cost-effective, reliable ways of storing power from renewable energy sources, making wind, hydro, and solar more viable, especially in rural villages. The Cold Climate Housing Research Center on campus explores cutting-edge techniques to build sound, healthy, energy-efficient structures. Geophysical Institute scientist Elena Suleimani uses the Arctic Region Supercomputing Center to create animations and inundation maps to help Alaska's coastal communities mitigate hazards in the event of a tsunami. In January of 2006, seismologists and geologists were given a rare opportunity to study an active volcano when St. Augustine in southwest Alaska came to life.
With Augustine, we caught on U.S. soil an explosive eruption with a very wide, beautiful data set. This is a world-class data set that we've put together here.
500 miles away at UAF's Geophysical Institute, researchers captured Augustine's data in real time and mapped its ash plume, helping to protect the health and safety of Alaska's residents and air passengers.
Ready?
And UAF reaches out to students across Alaska, in effect training the next generation of scientists who will contribute to our knowledge of the Arctic and our changing world.
The state of Alaska invests about $16 million in UAF research. This gives us the base that we need in order to bring in well over $100 million additionally to the state from federal sources each and every year. And that's a tremendous return on investment. Those funds are primarily to support personnel, students, staff, and faculty. So that money is circulated throughout the local and state economy. Research here attracts world-renowned scientists. It's research that is extremely important to the state. It's research to help us cope with a changing landscape because of climate warming. It's research that involves students, whether they're undergraduates or graduate students. It's research that reaches out to our Alaska natives. It's research that really makes a difference.